What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of PPP. This is the Pigskin Posse Podcast. I'm Tim. That's Ryan. Y'all tuned in to the football segment of our group podcast, Taking Shots. Y'all can follow us, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts from. Ryan, what's going on with you, brother?
And I am good. Cannot complain. What about yourself, sir?
I am happy as hell. Football is back. I don't know about anybody else, but man, look, this is like a national holiday to me.
8-month, 9-month holiday.
Yeah, shit. You know they. For those of y'all that are not aware, if you're a football fan, I shouldn't even have to fucking tell you. And I don't know how you aren't a football fan if you don't know this, but they did announce a release date for NCAA 2023. Oh my god, I'm so excited about this shit, man. Was it 24?
24, yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man. Well, it was July of 2023, ain't it?
Well, they announced when it's gonna come out. They announced it in July, but it's not coming out next year. And that I gotta get an Xbox series or a PS5 or some shit now, cause
the Xbox One, because it's only created for the next gen systems, which I think is fucking stupid, but whatever. You know how it is. They do that shit to make you spend more money, and it's a way to force you to buy the new system. They did that shit with the with Grand Theft Auto and not Grand Theft Auto, but like all the newest Call of Duties and all that shit, man. Yeah. Also, me and Ryan will be in Norman, Oklahoma, September 10th, cheering on his Sooners. I cannot fucking wait.
Orange down.
Yeah. Orange, fuck them. Fuck Texas, which we gonna talk about them a little later.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We will be vlogging. We will be taking videos and vlogging some of some of the most memorable moments of our trip. I might not get no videos of Ryan shedding no tears, but
probably something flew in my eye or something. Man. Ain't gonna be nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what you're talking about, to be honest. Like, nigga, I don't even like what.
It's all right, man. Like, look, we've literally been planning this trip for like the last 2-3 years, and it's finally happening.
Yep.
So we both excited. So just make sure y'all be on the lookout for that in the next in one of the episodes in September. Let's say that, not the next episode.
About a month is coming up. Give us some time.
Yes, sir.
Give us some time.
About 3 weeks. About 3.5 weeks. We give it that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, since we're talking about college football, we're gonna go ahead and jump off into the recruiting rankings. We're not gonna go through all the top 20 like we did last time. We're just gonna keep it in the top 10. So there's been a little bit of change since our last episode. Ohio State was at number 1. They've dropped down to number 4. Notre Dame they're staying at number 2. Georgia has dropped down from number 3 to number 5. Bama, of course, has fucking vaulted from number 4 up to number 1.
Oh.
I mean,
niggas was like, Bama's number 15. What's going on?
Surprise.
Football right around the corner, and they number 1.
They paying somebody. They doing more than just giving out NIL deals in that motherfucker. we ain't gonna talk about that though. Urban Meyer. Speaking of Texas horns, well, we can't say horns down because they didn't actually vaulted up. They didn't actually they vaulted up to the number 3 spot from the number 5 spot.
So
Clemson, I know how you feel about it. Clemson, they've vaulted down from the number 6 spot to number 8. Miami went from number 7 to number 9. Penn State went from number 8 to number 10. LSU was at number 9. They have vaulted up to number 6. Tennessee has fallen out of the top 10 to number 11. Oklahoma has vaulted from the number 11 spot to the number 7 spot. And believe it or not, Florida, who was at number 16, has now vaulted up to number 10, which I find fucking crazy.
I don't know how they did that with new coach and all that. I don't know how they did that. They must have bought some Benzes and gave keys to new houses and whatnot. I don't know how they did that. It's more than NIL.
Keys to new houses. They done took them to the strip, took them to Magic City a couple times.
Gave them a manila envelope with 50,000 in it. You know what I'm saying?
Or whatever other strip club is in Miami. They done took them down the Vice Beach and all that shit. So I mean, I don't know. This NIL deal shit. It's got the fucking college football recruiting world all fucked up.
Oh yeah.
I
love
don't
it though.
know, man.
I love it though. It's fun chaos, you know.
I do. I got a love-hate relationship with it because somebody said it best. Remember when Joe Burrow, whenever he won the national championship, there were people saying like, "Oh, if the transfer portal isn't a thing, does Joe Burrow become Heisman winner? Does he become a national champion? All that shit." And like this NIL deal, if it wasn't for that, I don't see all these players fucking going to Texas A&M. I really don't.
Bro, like, we can talk all day about how many people transfer and won the Heisman. Like, what is that? That means that player has good intuition of what a good team is, or they know I can go here and start. So,
unless you Baker Mayfield and walked on twice.
Hey, bro, he is a transfer though. Transfer.
Yeah, he got to be like
two-time transfer walk on. Like what? You'll never see that again. It'll probably be like another.
And he got to be one of like the greatest walk-on college athletes of all time. I'm not saying the, but definitely one of them.
No, he did it twice. He's the. He's the, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I hope everything work out for him in the NFL, but it's too much scrutiny. I felt like had he humbled himself a little bit, but like sometimes some players need that, you know, that fuck you mentality to go out there and play. So I mean, I feel like he's gonna be fine in his NFL career. We'll just have to see. But yeah, that Baker Mayfield, if they can make a movie about Kurt Warner, they're gonna make a movie about that Baker Mayfield story.
Yeah, I definitely think so. Two-time walk-on transfer, won the Heisman, damn near went to the national title game, took fucking Cleveland from, a 0-win team, won 7 games. Then he went on like
first playoff win in 25 years?
Something like that. Beat my team, so I can't talk. beat my team at home. At home.
And almost beat Kansas City. Until like that last 5 minutes of the game.
Yeah, we ain't gonna talk about that. we gonna leave that one where it is. Yeah. We gonna keep it in the SEC. We didn't get to talk about this. Well, since the last time we've talked, Tennessee, former Tennessee head coach Jeremy Pruitt, he was found. He had 18 NCAA violations in the recruiting process. Which, I mean, they was just looking for a fucking reason to get rid of him. So
if you're not cheating, you're not trying. Huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he was fired in 2021 after internal investigation. When he was doing dirty shit in the fucking recruiting process. But what college doesn't do this shit? So
he got caught. But my thing was like, how do y'all? How okay? Didn't the wife give the family like $12,000 for something?
Yeah, his wife made a total of 9 payments, totaling out to $12,000 to 2 recruits, to the mothers of 2 recruits.
How does that should be so far away from you that you should be able to speculate and twist the story and whatever. Like that should not get back to you like that. They was just
what I think happened. I think he might have pissed somebody off, or one of the players, or he might have pissed off one of the players, and he wasn't giving them enough play time or something like that. So they said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go snitch on his ass." Shit, That's what I think happened.
Man, or the right person that didn't like them found out.
Yeah. Somebody that transferred, and they told somebody that they knew school, and it just got around, and then got back to the commissioner or the SEC commissioner or what the fuck ever. But I mean, he was come on, bro. It's Tennessee and it's fucking what the fuck has Tennessee done in the last 5 years that stands out outside of put Alvin Kamara in the NFL?
They got some offensive linemen, a couple defensive tackles, some secondary guys, some receivers. Yeah,
I mean they put talent in the NFL, but what has Tennessee done during like the NCAA? Like what fucking SEC? I'm not gonna say SEC, but what major bowl game have they ever been to within the past 5 years?
Alamo Bowl or something like that. I don't.
We don't see him. We ain't seen them in the Rose Bowl. We ain't seen them in the Peach Bowl, the Sugar Bowl, none of that shit.
Damn, they gotta play They got to play Clemson. They got to play Mizzou. They got to play Arkansas. They got to play South Carolina.
They don't got to play Clemson. Clemson's in the ACC.
I don't know why I said Clemson. My bad. They got to play South Carolina. They got to play. They got to play Arkansas. They got to play Mizzou. They got to play Florida. They got to play Georgia. They got to play Alabama. And like, it ain't a cakewalk. Like nigga, like sometimes if you go 8-4, 7-5, that was a good season because you only lost a couple.
That was good enough to get you in a bowl game, yeah.
But then like they don't look at we only lost to Georgia or to Florida or whoever by 10 points. They just look at that you lost. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah,
I will say this: Arkansas is going to upset somebody in the SEC this year. I'm not going to be bold and tell you who, but they're going to upset somebody. They're going to fuck up somebody's season.
You saying that because your boy Spencer Rattler's there?
He went to South Carolina.
I thought
Arkansas.
Hasselwood. You talking about
now they pronounce it Hazelwood, but it was all Hasselwood. I'm like Hazelwood. It looked like Hazelwood to me, but I mean we'll see. But no, Arkansas was a very nice bro. If a couple of things went different in a couple of games, you talking about like a 9-10 win season for them.
Season for Arkansas, yeah.
So, and then they got pretty much everybody coming back. I'm expecting their quarterback to do some nice things. And yes, I'm expecting Jaden Hazelwood, whatever you want to call him. I'm expecting him to finally have his breakthrough season. But you can't tell me Lincoln Riley didn't throw the season last year for us because I saw more explosiveness and more crazy play calls in the Alamo Bowl against Oregon than I did the whole fucking year.
Yeah, I mean, part of it was because he didn't trust Spencer Rattler. And then, like you said, he knew he was leaving at the end of the season, so it's just like, I really don't give a fuck what the fuck happens.
I don't maybe that's why we lost to Baylor and Oklahoma State. I don't feel like doing this playoff shit again. We get dropped on our fucking heads. And then, like, bro, that's so demoralizing, bro. You've been to 4 playoffs, 3 in a row. And then you got, like, progressively worse. We got blown out by Clemson, double overtime against Georgia, down 28-0 to Alabama, to only lose by 11. Then
yeah, but I mean, come on, bro. That's Alabama, and then y'all had LSU, right?
We played, like, look, LSU owe us a fucking national championship. I ain't forgot about 03. I haven't forgot about 03 at all. And there was a dude at my motherfucking job that was a diehard LSU fan. I had to sit there and take that shit. Fuck you. If you ever see this, fuck you, piece of shit.
Yeah, fuck
yeah, then we get dropped on our fucking head by LSU. But I mean, like, Joe Burrow had the best passing season we've ever seen from a Heisman.
In NCAA history.
Newton, to me, just had the best overall quarterback season. I think he threw for like 25 or 35 or 3,000 yards.
It was 30. It was 35. It was at least. I want to say Cam threw for 33, between 33 and 3,500, and he ran for at least 12. 15. I believe it was.
Dog, like that was just he just straight up was like if Adrian Peterson played quarterback, he'd be Cam Newton.
Yeah, and what he did, did he get kicked off of Florida? Yeah, or did he transfer?
He got
something?
Kicked off the team because he allegedly stole a laptop, and then he goes to JUCO, win the JUCO national championship, then goes to Auburn,
goes to Florida.
Goes
to Auburn,
Florida, then goes to Auburn. And then really came out of nowhere with the fucking national championship.
One of the greatest collegiate athletes of all time on the JUCO and the fucking FBS level, because back then it was the FBS, the college football playoff system wasn't even fucking in play back then.
BCS bullshit.
Yeah. And also, in other college news, Malachi Nelson, who was supposed to be the number 1 quarterback of the 2022 class, was it 22 or 23?
Next year, 23.
Yeah, well, 23 class, who Mr. Lincoln Riley actually recruited to go to Oklahoma, he decommitted. Okay, so for all y'all that's not familiar with this whole situation.
He decommitted, but he reopened his recruiting. And he didn't flat out
either
say
way
he
it
didn't want
goes.
to go to USC. He was thinking about, damn, bruh, like this only dude's second year, he gonna be a sophomore. I'm gonna come there, he gonna be a junior. I'm gonna have to wait a year. I don't know, like
he gonna have to wait 2 years. I'm telling you, he gonna be. Caleb got at least 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me give this whole backstory. So Lincoln Riley, who was Oklahoma's former head coach, he recruited Malachi Nelson, who was the number 1 QB of the 2023 class. Of course, Lincoln Riley decides, fuck Oklahoma, I'm going to up and leave because he was a one-half QB. Not QB, a one-half head coach.
Yeah, him showing his whole playbook in the first half.
Yeah. And then, so Lincoln Riley ups and leaves, goes to USC. Malachi Nelson decides he's going to follow Lincoln Riley to USC. And, after all that's said and done, Caleb enters the transfer portal. He follows Lincoln Riley to USC. And a couple months later, here's Malachi Nelson deciding he's going to take a visit to Texas A&M, which there's a possible flip from USC to Texas A&M, and I can see it happening. Especially with that recruiting class Texas A&M is supposed to have for the next couple years.
But Jimbo, before Lincoln Riley came on the scene, he was considered a quarterback whisperer. But shit, he hadn't had a quarterback since Jameis Winston.
Well, he had DeAndre Francois, and then we all know how that panned out.
Since Jameis Winston.
I'll let you have
homie, I mean, last year, he did put up some gaudy numbers, but like, how many of those numbers was you putting up in a blowout? Now, hold on. Against Alabama.
Who, DeAndre? DeAndre didn't play last year.
A&M's quarterback last year.
Oh, I thought you was talking about, I'm like, DeAndre didn't play last year. DeAndre ain't played in a couple years.
But yeah, I'm talking about A&M's quarterback. He had some gaudy numbers, but like, how like, what's the percentage of those numbers that was in garbage time? Like, I remember Dak one year when the Cowboys wouldn't work the fuck. Like, he led the league in like passing yardage, but like, bro, three-fourths of the time. It was when it was time. That's all them yards in garbage time. When the game meant something, you weren't doing shit.
It was down by like two or three touchdowns. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think the whole thing with Malachi is he sees, hey, fuck, Caleb's gonna be here for 2 years, so I may not start till my fucking June. I may not start till my sophomore junior year.
Red shirt your freshman year. Be a red shirt freshman, which should be his last year. So shit, the red shirt sophomore, academically you a junior. So if you have one monster season, NFL.
Yeah, your draft stock at least first round.
Why?
At least the first round. So I mean, hey, I wish him the best. I mean, it's still fuck Lincoln Riley for how he did Oklahoma. I'm a Michigan State fan, but I also watch Oklahoma just as much. So it's fuck Lincoln Riley. I hope he get his ass beat in the Pac-12.
He only gonna be in there a year. But shout out Mel Tucker, dog. Y'all got some ass whoopers to give Lincoln Riley. So I'll be watching the fuck out of those Michigan State games, especially. And I hope it's a cold, snowy ass game, and y'all just blow them out. Just run the football like 45-3 or 15 or some shit. It'd be so nice.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley, message. Bring your ass to East Lansing. We got something for you. That so-called complex offense you run, bring your ass to East Lansing. Mel Tucker and them boys got something. We got something for you.
Ass whooping.
We will be, the green and white will be waiting on you. So just bring your ass. And what we don't got for you, Ohio State gonna put something on that ass. So you bring your ass up to East Lansing. Come on. We waiting on you.
Wisconsin is good. And then shit might be your Penn State is decent too. And then it might be your Michigan is good too. So nigga, you looking at
fuck them.
Going 6-6 every year, brother. It's gonna be nice to see it.
It's 6-6, 7-9. You just for what you did to Oklahoma, bring your ass on up to East Lansing because we got something for you. We got something for you. So I will be waiting. That's all I got to say.
All right,
about that.
what we got next, NFL?
Yes, sir. We gonna go. Yeah, let's go ahead and transition over to the NFL. Did you catch any of the preseason games?
I caught the Denver one. I like the backup quarterback. That's the dude that was balling the XFL. I think
I don't know his name.
I think his last name is John. Number 11.
I didn't catch. Well, see, I didn't catch that game, so I didn't see any of it.
Catching that in the Hall of Fame game.
The Raiders in Jacksonville. Well, I caught that game. I caught pretty much all of Friday. I'm not gonna say pretty much. I caught most of the highlights, but I caught most of the Saturday games. Some stats that I'm not gonna go through all the games or whatever. Just some the things that stood out to me the most. Malik Willis for Tennessee actually looked really fucking good. Honestly, I think midway through the Ryan Tannehill should be shaken. I know it's just preseason. I know it's just preseason. Malik Willis got off to a very rough start. He went 1 for 5, and then after that, damn near threw a fucking pick 6. After that rough start, he went 6 of 6. He ended the night 6 of 11, 107 yards, 5 rushes for 38 yards and a touchdown. Like I said, I know it's just preseason, but he actually looked very fucking impressive. And if I was Ryan Tannehill, I would be very worried about my job. I think they're going to keep a very short leash on him this year.
Yeah, once you go out there and just start, eyeballing a receiver in the double coverage for no fucking reason, you got somebody else over here open. Yeah, all right, get his ass out. Yeah.
Yeah, he cost them that fucking playoff game against Cincinnati.
Did everything they could to set them up, bro. Only thing I needed was 3 first downs in the ball game. 3 first downs.
Yep. Keep handing the ball to Derrick Henry. Let him pound it out. So, like I said, I think Ryan Tannehill is definitely going to be in a short leash this weekend. Malik Willis, hey, I was kind of hoping Pittsburgh would get you, which we're gonna talk about my quarterback in a minute here. Yeah, that is not my quarterback. Don't you dare. Don't you even. I don't even know why the fuck you'd even fix your mouth to say some shit like that. That ain't my quarterback. He may be a quarterback on my team, but he ain't my quarterback.
Sure. He been wearing that for a while too, right? About 3-4 years.
He take his ass back to Oklahoma State and be a fucking a QB coach. Never mind, they wouldn't want his ass.
Because he can teach Spence how to throw Spencer Tillman, wherever the fuck his name is, how to throw better picks. Yeah.
I hope they trade him because I don't fucking want him on my team. I don't want. Let me reiterate. I don't want him starting on my team.
Still believes in that 6'4", 6'5", drop back, big ass quarterback shit. So, y'all gonna dive that field without me.
Yep, we shall see. Moving on. Atlanta's Desmond Ridder. Rookie drafted 2022.
It's just a game.
He had a. Well, I mean, it's Atlanta, so it's Atlanta, and they're going through a rebuild process. So I'm not expecting anything out of this fucking team. So, they gonna take what the fuck they can get.
Like they first big thing you heard in the offseason with them is like, okay, let Matt Ryan go. I'm like, all right. Then they sign Marcus Mariota. I'm like, okay. And then you draft Desmond Ridder. I'm like, oh. So you want Desmond Ridder to be Marcus Mariota?
Well, I think they drafted Desmond. They drafted him because you go with most teams. They go with best option available, or best player that fits their scheme, or what the fuck ever. And I mean, come on, we all know it's no disrespect to Marcus Mariota, but we all know he's not the answer, which is the reason why the fuck he's not intended. Which is the reason why they chose fucking Ryan Tannehill over Marcus Mariota. So he's not the answer, and they know that. He's just a veteran quarterback to help them get over this year.
Let's put this in perspective, dog. Like, Marcus Mariota played so bad that they was willing to go get Ryan Tannehill, who's at the time career was pretty much over.
Yeah, fucking Adam Gase. Adam Gase.
And then
we can blame him for that.
They make the playoffs 2-3 years in a row, and it's like, well, that was smart. But any quarterback will look good when you got a dominant rushing attack. And all you doing is coming off play action. They coming up thinking this run over top 30 yards or some shit, touchdown, boom. But well, it's going to be interesting. I feel really bad for my man Kyle Pitts out of Florida. He just wasting talent. It's almost like Juju reincarnated, but not Juju, Julio. But I can't say that because those Atlanta teams were actually good back then.
Yeah, they made a Super Bowl.
Run, so we'll see. They can get a turnaround. I mean, so rebuild mode, you know how that goes.
Yep. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they drafted Desmond Ridder. He went 10-22. He actually led them on a fourth quarter drive with, he did the 2-minute drill. He went 10 of 22 for 103 yards, 2 touchdowns, 6. He also had 6 rush. He led the team 6 rushes for 59 yards. So they got a quarterback that can do both. Like I said, they're going at the most. I see this team maybe winning 3 or 4 games, and they know that. I don't think that. I'm just saying. I'm being honest here. Well, we'll see. I'm not going. I mean, they got that big ass dude out of USC, Drake London. So he has a number 1 wide receiver. Because I doubt. I'm hoping. Look, I don't condone what the fuck he did, but I'm hoping Ridley can come back before the end of the season. Look, man, what he did is his business.
Yeah, that dude that gambled on himself.
Yeah, well, he gambled on. He was not on himself, but he was gambling on teams. So he was gambling. You can't. I mean, you can't do that. So
place the best, bro. I don't get that one.
Yeah, being young, making dumbass decisions.
He could be like Russ.
That's what that was.
It could be worse.
Yeah, that's true too. Yep. Then in San Francisco, Trey Lance actually looked really good. Went 4 or 5 for 92 yards and a touchdown. He threw that one deep pass, and his fucking fantasy football draft stock is up there now.
I don't hear about no fucking fantasy football. I don't hear about no Trey Lance. Look, man, let me break this down for you. Okay, so he played a full season at North Dakota State. Mm-hmm. Then, because of COVID, he played 1 game.
And I didn't like what I saw in that game either.
I'm talking about at North Dakota State. Then he gets drafted. He didn't do shit at all his rookie. Fam, this dude ain't started or played a whole season of football in 3 years. So
he hasn't, but they like what they saw. You know what I mean? Like, hold on. Well, we can't.
Look.
Go ahead.
Even in the Green Bay game, like Garoppolo was gift wrapping picks like Tony Romo. You get a pick. You know what I'm saying? and it bit him in the ass with the games against the Rams. But I mean, damn, bro, they was in that game to the 4th quarter.
Yeah, but this is the thing. What a lot of people don't realize, if you look at Jimmy Garoppolo's overall playoff performance in in its entirety since he's been the quarterback of
NFC
the 49ers, his QB, on the back of what? The fucking running game. If you go back to that Green Bay game, how many times did they run the fucking football?
It's cold as fuck. You gonna have to run the football.
They was in San Francisco. Though. Yes, they was. No, not this past year. When they went to the Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
At home, and then Green Bay's defense was shitty as usual.
Yeah, and this year what happened, bro? It was 13-10. The only reason they even fucking were able to tie the game up was because the defense blocked the fucking field goal.
I mean, you got Aaron, you got Aaron out
Jimmy
there looking like he forgot how to play football. Where's Devontae? Okay, I'm just gonna throw the triple coverage. Hope he catches it.
Yeah, fucking Devontae up there somewhere.
Down there in Vegas. When homie bought that house, I'm like, this is right. It's probably like 2-3 weeks
after
they lost. I'm like,
Yeah, okay. He's gone.
Okay.
I mean, the biggest thing with the whole Jimmy Garoppolo situation was he couldn't push the ball. You know, they really couldn't trust him to push the ball downfield and make deep. He wasn't a good deep ball passer. And I think the way, you know, Kyle Shanahan likes to run his offense, I think Trey Lance just fits the scheme a lot better.
So basically, what you trying to tell me is they got a more coachable RG3 because that's the same offense they have. RG3 was in Washington.
I mean, I think so. He knows how to slide. I mean, he knows how to slide. We can say that much.
RG3 should be right now still fucking the NFL up. And this is a Baylor.
I mean, he should, but
I don't give a fuck about Baylor.
Well, I think after that injury and then them trying to make an attempt to turn him into a fucking pocket passer, which just flat out did not work. I think it just fucked with his confidence. He wasn't the same no more.
It's a sad story.
You know how these systems is, man. It is. It's a very sad story. Yep. But yeah, you know, Trey Lance, 4 out of 5, 92 yards in the touchdown. I'm rooting for him. Then again, I'm rooting for him. Then again, I'm not because he plays in the same division as my Rams, which we're gonna get to here in a second.
Fuck you! I'm gonna have a team. One of my teams gonna make the Super Bowl this year. So I don't give a fuck.
Shut up.
What else we got here?
Yeah, Justin Fields. Lord, we come to you today to say a prayer for Justin Fields and that offensive line. Amen, because my man's going to get killed this year.
Well, please.
He actually looked pretty decent. He didn't look too bad. He 4-7 for 48 yards. He got sacked
let his
twice.
Body and bones, hold up pretty good as they continue to find bright pieces on the offensive line as well as better offense. And please let him have more touchdown passes and interceptions this year, Lord Jesus. Amen.
They're not putting him, they're fucking him. They got him you got to do it there at quarterback and you give him a fucking defensive-minded head coach.
Bro,
what does that say about your front office?
You should have put it. What was that team John Elway didn't want to go to? I forgot the team, but he said, I'll go to the Yankees. They already drafted me, bro. I'll go to the Yankees and I'll be playing shortstop. I don't got to deal with this football shit.
Hey, look, I'm not a Chicago fan, but like I said, you know, me and you both, we have a special place for black quarterbacks in the NFL, especially with the fucking stigma that's on them. So, Justin, look, bro,
and I don't
what you can. Do what you can.
Which is like dumb as hell to say, but he's a Georgia quarterback. Like, he played high school.
Yep. Same as fucking Joe Burrow. Nobody want to fucking admit that.
Joe Burrow lucked up, and dude just had a crazy ass scheme with the talent to go with it.
All I'm saying is I'm glad I didn't have to put up with him. He was at Ohio State and transferred to fucking LSU, so I'm happy I didn't have to put up with him.
His most memorable game against us?
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, bro, like.
He just had a run. His college career was his college season. I'm not gonna say his career because he had one fucking season, but he showed.
I mean, that was his second year at the same system.
I said, Justin Fields. Look, I hate Ohio State with every bone in my body, but look, I'm rooting for you, bro. Just please make it through the season. Please do. Now we're gonna move on to my fucked up situation. So.
Oh no, you talking about the Steelers?
Yeah, man. Yeah, look. Before any of y'all come talking shit to me, I want to let it be known right now. I am not expecting my Steelers to do any fucking thing this year. So for all you Ravens and fucking bandwagon Cleveland and Cincinnati fans, don't come to me talking shit.
Listen to me when I say this, bro. Do you realize you guys won a Super Bowl when Ben Roethlisberger's quarterback percentage or QBR or whatever that metric they use was like below 50%?
Yes, I do realize that.
Okay.
I'm not going into this. I'm a Steelers fan. I'm a root for him, regardless of who the fuck is at quarterback. But I'm not going in the season. Oh, we're gonna win the Super Bowl. We're gonna go. Look, man.
Hold on, man.
I take what the fuck I can get.
Don't insult yourself by
But
saying I'm like a Dallas fan. Don't.
All right, look. I'm just saying I'm not going into the season. Oh, this is our year. No, look, man. We're going through not a rebuild. We're going through a quarterback figuring out stage because we don't know who the fuck is going to play quarterback for us this year. Which I still think is going to be Kenny Pickett at some point in time in the season, but we'll see how that shit plays out. And look, it pains me to say this because I don't like Mason Rudolph. But all three of my quarterbacks actually looked pretty goddamn good this preseason.
Again, it's one game.
Just saying. It's also preseason, so we'll see. Yeah, look, the guy who I'm really pulling for, Kenny Pickett actually looked pretty good. 13 to 15, 95 yards, threw two touchdowns. Who I'm most excited about is this rookie wide receiver we got, which
is that his name?
Look, man, y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to. Pittsburgh.
No,
George Kenny Pickett or George Pickens.
Crap, he had some nickname that was fun. No, NFL young boy. That's what he was going by. NFL young boy.
Yeah, that's what he called himself. Yeah, NFL young boy. Well, the NFL young boy on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm actually pretty excited. George Pickens. I'm really excited about this dude. He had 3 catches for 43 yards and a touchdown, and that one touchdown that he caught in the back corner of the end zone. That toe tap was. He's something special, man. He's gonna be something special. You can say what you want to.
He used to playing with shitty quarterbacks.
You can say what you want to, but yeah, that's true. My Steelers got a hell of a way of finding good wide receivers in the draft. So y'all can hate on us all you want to, but we do have a hell of a we find talent in the draft. So they say the same thing. Y'all, we somehow take these fucking irrelevant, these no-name wide receivers and turn them elite. So, well, no, he wasn't. But he wasn't a highly touted draft pick. So
they got him.
He wasn't getting a bunch of attention. Yep. The last thing I want to talk about in the preseason, which I'm pretty sure you probably about tired of hearing this shit, is the Carolina quarterback situation.
Well, who started?
Baker started. I mean, which I've been saying he's probably going to start. He's probably going to be the starter at the beginning of the season. I mean, his first preseason game, and he actually looked really damn good. He went 4-7 for 45 yards. Sam Darnold came in. He went.
And a touchdown.
This says a lot. Which should have been Baker's touchdown. That touchdown should have got credited to Baker because he got him down there. Which, like I said, that says a lot. Baker went 4-7. And Sam Darnold went 2-3. So that just if that don't tell you who's going to be starting at the beginning of the season, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I like I said, I think that says a lot.
We'll just have to see. I mean, I don't expect Carolina to. If they make the playoffs, it'll be a fucking wild card. Because I don't expect them to win the NFC. What is that? NFC South. Yeah, I don't.
South.
Well, outside Tampa Bay is pretty much wide open. How is James going to be? We don't know about the quarterback situation in Atlanta. We don't know about the quarterback situation in Carolina. And this might be Brady's last year, so we'll just have to see.
I know it might be. This is last year. Speaking of another NFL news, we didn't talk about this. Tampa Bay loses its starting center, Alex Mack, which Brady's gonna get fucking terrorized in that backfield.
I don't know. I mean, we'll just. I don't know. I don't know.
Also, I don't think it's big news anymore because he's not who the fuck he once was. They also went out and signed. The Tampa Bay Bucks went out and replaced Antonio Brown with Julio Jones.
Which this is
look, man. This is the third time
about playing football. Julio.
Antonio's not mentally there.
Played the full season.
I don't think his rookie year, his first 3-4 years in the NFL.
Probably about 4 or 5 years.
I think that Super Bowl year, the year he won the Super Bowl, I think that was his last full year in the NFL. Look, make no mistake, No disrespect to Julio. When Julio is healthy, ain't nobody fucking Julio. If he's not the best, he's one of the best in the game. But Julio has not been fully healthy in quite some time, so I don't know. That's why I say I don't think this is as big as news as everybody's making it out to be. But we all know Brady has, he has a thing for breaking out the best of people and bringing out that competitive edge. And Julio's also not as big of a fucking diva as Antonio Brown. So I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how this whole situation play out, because I think Godwin comes back right around week 6, week 7.
You got your long
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Gronk.
Yeah, that's long
Gronk
threat and possession threat.
Yeah, which that hurts. What you throw Julio on the slot? What do you do with that?
I think you throw Julio. I mean, especially for the first 6-7 games, I think you put Julio at the number 2. Mike Evans is undoubtedly unquestionable. He's the number 1 wide receiver, so I think you put him at the 2.
What about Godwin?
I definitely think you put him at the 2, and then of course, when Godwin comes back, he's gonna be playing. Godwin plays well out of the slot. He's not he's not a speedy wide receiver, but he's very crafty and he has hands. So we'll see how this whole situation plays out. Tom Brady, look. Make this be your last year, because I'm tired of hearing about your motherfucking head. Go away. Leave us regular fucking football fans alone. Go away. Go be with your wife and kids like the fuck normal people do. Go be a normal citizen for once.
They might go get his ass like
shit.
Booty, bro. Because
they're gonna have to do him like Brett Favre. They are gonna have to physically hurt him into retirement, which I don't want that for Brady, but.
Because I think he saw, okay, he retired. Everybody's like, oh no. And you got 7 Super Bowls. And how quiet it got. And then I think I actually got to raise these kids. Fuck that, I'm going back.
I gotta be home. Tom Brady was just sitting at home like, damn, what y'all do for fun? Really? I'm going to play football. Fuck this. He realized he had to be at home. He had to be at home with Giselle. That's what the fuck happened. Tom, do this. Tom, I need you to fuck them kids. I need you to go pick up the kids from school. Huh? Fuck this shit. Respectably, fuck them kids. That's what he said. Shit. Yeah, man. Like I said, Tom Brady, please, after the season, just retire. Go be a normal citizen. Leave us football fans alone.
I go.
So you retiring as a football fan is what the fuck you gonna tell me, because I don't see that happening.
Being a spectator. Yeah. Yep.
There you go. Hey, I'll take that. All right. So now we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna transition over into the NFC West, which is, if you're not familiar with the NFC West, this is the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Arizona Cardinals, and the Rams, which I think is one of the best divisions in football. It's always competitive. We're going to start off with the last team in the division, the Seattle Seahawks. Finished last in the division at 7-10. Of course, biggest news of the offseason for this team was actually the player that they traded away. They traded Russell Wilson for a 4th-round pick, a first-round pick in 2022 and 23, a second-round pick in 2002 and 23, along with, they sent Noah Fant, Shelby Harris, and Drew Lock, which I don't give a fuck what you. I mean, maybe the draft picks, but there's not very many players you could have sent them to suffice this pick. So I don't feel like Seattle got finessed, but they didn't get better. I tell you that much.
Fucking Drew Lock.
Yeah, that's well. They got rid of Drew Lock and they gained Russell Wilson. I think that says a lot about that whole situation.
Mizzou quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go Super Bowl champion.
That was so funny. I forgot to laugh. They also released their best player on defense, which is Bobby Wagner, who was picked up by the Rams, which we'll talk about that later. They picked up what I think they're doing is, because they drafted Kenneth Walker in the second. Well, I think it was the 2nd or 3rd round. My guy, by the way, my Michigan State boy. Spartan Dog.
I mean, you saw what happened to my Big 12 guy, my boy Carson. They ran his ass.
Yeah, he couldn't stay healthy.
Bro, some of them hits he was taking was just crazy, bro. Yeah, give it to him again. Damn it,
Yeah, that's true. You know, he's about the second player on that team to retire way early. No, he's about the third. We had Ricardo Lockett, Cam Chancellor, Ricardo Lockett, Ricardo Lockett's situation was different. If you remember, he got hurt on that fucking kick return.
Yeah.
When that coach stepped out. Yeah. So he got hurt on that situation. Of course, Cam Chancellor, he retired because of his neck. Doug Baldwin retired, I think, was because of his neck. And now Chris Carson is retiring because of his neck. So it's like, what the fuck is going on in Seattle?
Go out there and hit that motherfucker. I don't care if you got to throw your whole body in that shit. Fuck him up. No technique. Yeah, bro.
Fucking Pete Carroll, man.
I'm going to go as far as to say if Seattle has 2 more bad seasons in a row, that would be 3 bad seasons under his watch, and he will be gone.
I think this is his last season. I mean, they're going through a rebuild. Pete's obviously not. He's not going to take them to another Super Bowl, or I don't think he's going to get them back to the playoffs. So I think this is last year. It's his last year, and they're going to finish 4th in the division again. So if you're a Seahawks fan, I hope you can somehow manage to get through the season.
Fuck Seahawks fuck around make a wild card. I'll be like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, they went through like a 4 or 5 year stretch where they just somehow always made the play. Like, how the fuck is Seattle here again? So, and I think a lot of that was kudos to Russell Wilson because he was the one doing
the Houdini shit. I mean, come on, man. He broke his. That's like the most awkward spot to break your finger at, and then like it's his fault. I'm like, wow, he had one bad season that he needs to retire. Right,
and he still tried to come back and play. So, I mean, I'm glad he's out of there because we've been saying he needed to get the fuck out of Seattle for years.
NFL up. Watch.
Yeah. We talked about if y'all didn't see that, go watch it in the last episode. So, yeah. You know, they did draft a couple offensive linemen to try to help out with their shitty-ass offensive line because they want to protect my guy, Kenneth Walker. They're trying to protect their investment, so we'll see how it plays out. Kenneth Walker, I'm also rooting for you, dog. You got to deal with it. Either way it goes, you got to deal with Aaron Donald twice a year, which we're going to talk about him a little bit later. But that'll be it on the Seahawks. There wasn't much to talk about there. Next up, we got the San Francisco 49ers, who finished 3rd in the division at 10-7. They made it to the NFC Conference Championship and lost to the LA Rams. Their starting center, Alex Mack, he retired. They re-signed veteran cornerback Jason Verrett in the defense. They also signed Kansas City's best cornerback former best quarterback in Charvarius Ward. They got him for 3 years, $40 million. I forgot how much he got guaranteed. They signed Oren Burks, who is another veteran cornerback. I don't know if he's a veteran or a rookie. But anyway, I haven't heard that name very much. They got him for 2 years, $5 million. They signed Hassan Ridgeway, a defensive tackle, for a year and $1 million. And they re-signed my guy, Ray McLeod, for 2 years, $5 million.
And they're letting Jimmy shop his own deal, which I think is going to be a mistake. But hey, maybe this Trey Lance guy could be the guy. He needs a year in the NFL, so this is going to be a project. I'm expecting them to have a down year. They're on pace kind of to do something every other year at this point. But they still have a solid core on defense. They still got a good offensive line. So, I mean, they just re-signed Debo for crazy money.
Yeah. One of like 3 years, $70 million or something like that, with 60 of it guaranteed. It's like 63 or something guaranteed, 53 guaranteed or some shit like that. Well, I mean, they kind of had to.
Yeah.
With the way they was fucking using him.
Back, tight end kind of guy. So it's gonna be a down year for them, I think, and we'll just have to see. I do expect them to at least finish 500.
Excuse me. Yeah, I think they'll 9-7, something like that, or 10-7, because the NFL did add the extra game last year. Like I said, I mean, I think the biggest thing for this is, you know, everybody wants to see how this whole Trey Lance thing is going to play out, because a lot of people were calling for that last year because Jimmy G just couldn't push the ball downfield. So that quarterback change, I think that's going to kind of affect the locker room. All the guys seem to love Trey Lance, so I don't know. They did bring Trent. Trent is still there. They lost a couple offensive linemen, so I don't think their run game is going to be as dominant. But never know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that team. I fucking hate the 49ers, so I really don't give a fuck.
I don't like how they
just being honest
and all that shit, but that's a conversation for another time.
Yeah. Yep. Next up, we have Mr. Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. They went 11 and what was it? 11 and 6 last year. They lost to the Rams in the wild card, the first round, the wild card round or whatever. Biggest
shit was over.
Yes, it wasn't even close. Like it was just terrible. Yes. Biggest news. Some of the biggest news for this team. They traded for Marquise Brown due to DeAndre Hopkins getting suspended for 6 games. They gave up the first round pick and the third round pick in the 2022 draft to get Marquise Brown. Him and if y'all not familiar with that situation, he was one of the top wide receivers at Oklahoma. He was there when Kyler was there, right?
2 Heisman. It would have been 3 Heisman seasons if fucking Joe Burrow don't do that shit he did. But he was the deep ball threat. Really, him and CeeDee Lamb was a threat during college years. So they get to reunite, and hopefully they get to make some of that same magic they did in college.
Yeah.
With Cliff Kingsbury's offensive system.
Yeah.
I didn't really like Arizona's draft. I didn't like what they did in the offseason either.
No, well, yeah, this is my thing. They didn't get better on the defensive side of the ball. They got, they added some pieces on offense.
And
I definitely think D-Hop getting hurt. Well, not hurt, but getting walk. Yeah. So it's like like I said, they boasted up the offense, but you didn't do anything on the defensive side of the ball. And you in a division where you got to play the Rams twice a year. You know what San Francisco is going to do. I mean, I don't think you're too worried about Seattle.
Defense is still
but it's like you're in a division where you got 2 teams where you
defense
know how they're coming.
Be physical though, for Seattle. But I also see this as being a down year. Maybe not. Maybe the trend continues. With what's been happening ever since they drafted Kyler. Look at their record each year. They've trended north every year. So, I don't know. I mean, it's my guy. I don't really like all the things that they did as an organization. That just shows me that they didn't. That just shows me that they didn't want to pay him, but they knew they had to pay him.
Yeah, speaking of Kyler he signed a contract, 5 years, $230 million, 168 that was guaranteed. I didn't like, and I'm pretty sure you can attest to this, he has to study film for 4 hours or some shit. That was bullshit. Why would you do that?
Borderline racist to me. That and
it was disrespectful.
I've been saying this for years, that the NFL has this plantation mindset and how they run things. Like, the system is the system and we'll be good without you, regardless. So, whatever, man. I'm happy my guy got paid. He definitely deserves it. We'll just, hopefully that they could. The first 6 games don't look that bad, so they should be in good shape. I expect D-Hop to come back 100% healthy and ready to ball, and I expect Hollywood to, at least during the first 6 weeks, have career numbers.
Yeah, and he's going to feed off of D-Hop coming back. It's just, they also added, they brought AJ Green back for a year, which, he re-signed 3 years, $21 million, $13 million guaranteed. They re-signed Zach Ertz for also 3 years, $31 million, $17 million guaranteed. It's just, my whole thing is, like I said, they didn't do anything on the defensive side of the ball. They still got JJ, which he don't have much left in the tank. But I love JJ. I love JJ Watt, but we gonna call a spade a spade. He's not.
But if you can get 10 games out of him, you won.
Yeah, you doing something. They just outside of what they did on the offensive side of the ball, they didn't do anything on defense. Like you let Chandler Jones go, who's probably your best defensive player. So you lose a lot. You lose your strength on that side of the ball. So I don't know, man. I mean, and it's the same thing with this team. They start off hot. The first 6-7 games of the season, they start off hot. Then they go on. Then they fall into a slump, and then it's just up and down the rest of the fucking season. You don't know what you're gonna get. So they're gonna have to show people something. Kyler gonna have to show he's worth that contract, which I definitely think he is. But it's like, you gotta at least win a playoff game.
That was his first playoff.
You gotta get at least one.
And then who do you have to throw the ball to?
Yeah, but. Yeah, that's true.
He was hurt.
I think D-Hop didn't D-Hop get hurt.
Will not extend his hands past this much.
Well, AJ Green thing is he got blown. I think one of his first years in the NFL, he got blown up running across the middle. So he ain't running no slants.
My Rio's coach.
So you never see him run across the fucking middle again. But yeah, Arizona, they'll probably finish second, get another wild card spot. That's
all
right.
Go ahead and get to it. No, I know.
So.
Okay, we are the champions.
Champions
of
the world.
They did.
He said it for me. Last up, we have the Super Bowl winning Los Angeles Rams. They finished the season 12-5, won the Super Bowl against the Cincinnati Bengals, and yes, I'm still convinced that Cooper Kupp has Aaron Donald's MVP trophy.
Well, I mean, you gotta.
That's my opinion. I don't care about nobody else's opinion.
You gotta score, right?
Yeah, but when you look at it, Cooper Kupp didn't look. And I'm saying this as a Rams fan. Cooper Kupp didn't do much during that game up until that last offensive drive. Aaron Donald had 2 sacks, and he fucking he got to Joe Burrow to end the game. So, like I said, I'm not saying Cooper Kupp didn't deserve it, but I definitely thought that should have been Aaron Donald's Super Bowl MVP. Because if he gets that Super Bowl MVP, he's up there with Lawrence Taylor in my eyes.
LT to me, dog.
Well, if he gets a Super Bowl MVP, you can make an argument which one of them two is the better defensive player of all time.
Literally the reason why left tackles are paid so much fucking money. He made the hybrid defensive end.
Yeah, that's true.
Linebacker.
He's the reason why Khalil Mack is who the fuck he is. Yep. And Chandler Jones. Yep. And the Bosa brothers. That makes for another fucking conversation. But speaking of Von Miller, Rams offseason moves. Of course, Von Miller, he left, which I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say as a 32-year-old who's at the back end of his career. I'm not gonna say no to 6 years. I'm not gonna say no to 6 years and $120 million. And I think 80 of that was guaranteed. So I wasn't mad at him for that. I wasn't gonna say no to that either. Darius Williams, one of their cornerbacks, he left. Sebastian Joseph Day, he ended up leaving. They traded Robert Woods to the Tennessee Titans for a 6th-round pick, which I thought was fucking highway robbery. Robert Woods was at least worth the fucking 1st or 2nd rounder. They signed replacement left tackle Joseph Noteboom, 3 years, $40 million. I think 25 of that was guaranteed because Andrew, their other star left tackle, Andrew Whitworth, he retired. They re-signed Brian Allen, 3 years, $18 million, $6 million guaranteed. Another Spartan dog.
No
Get your money, brother. They picked up Allen Robinson. Yes, sir. They picked up Allen Robinson, who was Chicago Bears' best wide receiver. They got him for 3 years, $46 million, for $30 million guaranteed. They picked up Bobby Wagner, who we mentioned earlier, who was Seattle's best defensive player. They signed him 5 years, $50 million, for $20 million guaranteed, which he can earn up to $17 million, $65 million in bonuses. Which I think that gives the Rams now have a top 5 player on each level of the ball. They got a top 5 player, Jalen is at least top 3 in cornerbacks, And Aaron Donald is hands down the best defensive player in football. There's no argument there. You can come you can come in the fucking comments trying to argue. I will argue that shit all day. Aaron Donald is the best defensive player in football. So you think what the fuck you want to think. Yes. Matt Stafford got extended 4 years, $160 million, $63 million guaranteed, which was very fucking well deserved. My boy finally got the fucking respect he should have been getting for years. Cooper Kupp also got extension. Which was also well deserved. 3 year, bro. They turned off the Brinks truck. They doing the same thing the Warriors doing, and they're just going into the fucking luxury tax. You keep your stars. Shit, I can't blame them. Shit. They gave Cooper Kupp a 3 year, $80 million extension. He's gonna make $22 million over the next 5 years. $75 million that is guaranteed. So his deal comes out to, I think, 5 years, $110 million total. They gave Aaron Donald a 2 year, $60 million extension, which he's going to make $90 million for 3 years, which also makes him the first non-QB to make $30 million a year, and $65 million that is guaranteed. So, shit, they said fuck it. We go. They turned off the what is that? The
floodgates.
They
turn that shit out. We're getting everybody.
The salary cap. Yeah, they turned off the salary cap.
Getting everybody in this motherfucker.
They won the Super Bowl. It was like, fuck it. We're gonna bring damn near everybody back and make the team better. How about that? And they still trying to make room to sign OBJ. So, which I don't know. I think yeah, you need to, but I mean, I'm still rooting for him too. I'm happy he got a ring because I don't really like what they was trying to do with him and Baker, and with that whole Cleveland situation. So I don't know. Look, man. At this point, with off season's not over yet. The season ain't even. It's technically still the off season. It's preseason. With this at this rate, I see the Rams repeating. I think we see them represent the NFC once again. They still got all the fucking pieces they need and some. I mean, I know there's a rumor going around with Matt Stafford's elbow and his arm, but I still think he's going to be okay with all the fucking injuries he's played with.
It really shouldn't matter.
Apparently, see, that's the thing. Apparently, it is on his throwing elbow. But we all know how these fucking reporters can be in the offseason. They always just coming up with they gotta say something.
Especially the last 4 weeks, they just been talking like a motherfucker. Y'all just speaking. Y'all just talking hot air.
They ain't got nothing else to talk about, man. That's all the fuck that is. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna actually transition back to college football. Ryan, I want your early picks for the NCAA National Championship. Unbiased opinion. Your unbiased opinion.
Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, look. You can let's go biased and because I know you got to put your boys in there some way somehow.
Really not, but I love my Sooners, bro. I mean, maybe, but. Let's just win a playoff game first. But Alabama and fuck around, beat Clemson and watch. I think I'm the only person that thinks Clemson might fuck around and be cold as fuck this year. And then 7-8 weeks from now we play this back and I look stupid and that's different. But I couldn't tell you the other team, but like if I had to pick the playoffs, Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Ohio State. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Alabama got everybody coming back. All the guys who didn't have that game experience in that national championship game was going to have experience come December. So it's going to be a great season. Yeah. I can't wait for the first Saturday in September. It's man, yeah.
Yeah. My before the season starts, my preseason picks, I'm going with Ohio State and Alabama, which is hard for me to say because I fucking hate Ohio State. But I'm going Ohio State and Alabama. I think we see the same thing we saw a couple years ago. I see the same outcome, maybe just not as big of a fucking ass whooping. But yeah, I'm going. Man, I'm going Ohio State and I'm going Alabama. Those are my early 2023 national championship picks. Way too early. Of course, once the season starts and motherfuckers start, start getting weeded out, we will see what happens. So, but like I said, anyway, me and Ryan will be in Norman on September 10th, losing our fucking voices, cheering for them goddamn Sooners. So, just be on the lookout for that footage.
2 years ago, yeah, I'm cool. Actually, that wasn't 2 years. No, yeah, that was 2 years ago. Long as it's not like the Tulane game, then yeah, I'm definitely with that.
I think y'all gonna be okay because y'all got offensive court. Y'all got a team. You got a defensive court. You got your head coach was a defensive coordinator of a national championship team. Your defensive coordinator won a national championship, and Mr. Jeff Lebby. We saw what he did with Matt Corral. He turned him into a Heisman candidate, and he has Jeff Lebby, Matt, whatever the fuck you say his name, and he has a bunch of experience. He's very familiar with this Dylan Gabriel motherfucker. And y'all got like 2 or 3 wide receivers coming back. So I think y'all will be okay.
Worst case scenario, I definitely see us winning the Big 12. So.
And I mean, for my guys. Our biggest concern is just replacing Kenneth Walker because we saw what the fuck he did last year. We did get a I want to say a 3 or 4 star transfer from Wisconsin, Jalen Berger. Pretty excited about him. So it's gonna be an interesting season, man. I'm praying to God we can get Michigan and Ohio State this year so we can get into the college football playoff. But we'll see, coach, man. We'll see.
He gonna get y'all going in the right direction. So I wouldn't even worry about it. Go Spartans, Boomer Sooner. Yeah. You know what the fuck going on.
Yep. Yes, sir. Looking forward to a great 2023, man. As always. Well, a great 2022-2023 football season. How about that? Yeah.
All right, you
Steelers. Don't disrespect my Steelers like that.
Eagle, Rams, Viking, Dolphin fan.
I don't like the Vikings. You can stop that shit right there.
You like, nigga?
No. Anyway, man, once again, we thank y'all for tuning in. That's gonna be it for this episode, man. I'm Tim. That's Ryan. This is PPP, the Pigskin Posse podcast. Y'all can find us on YouTube. Also, make sure y'all subscribe to our group podcast, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, wherever the fuck you get your good pods as well, wherever you get your podcasts from. Also, make sure you check out our brother Breland's podcast, Chatting with Breland, with his fucking smart pronunciation,
the
word having ass. Either way, shout out Breland. But yeah, once again, man, thank y'all for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time.